Hi, everyone, and welcome today to Aquatic Park class on Fridays in San Francisco. And it is an absolutely glorious day. So we're going to begin with triple burner. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Feel the expansion of the belly, the inhale through the nostrils, and this slow contraction as you exhale down, creating a sense of the relaxation response from Qigong. These are ancient practices. We don't know how long, maybe 3,000, maybe 5,000 or longer years. And this practice of 19 movements in one pose we're going to do is done in so many different ways by over 88 forms of Tai Chi. So this practice is connected, however, Tai Chi Chih, to Qigong and to Tai Chi. It's just so slow. It's more Qigong than it is Tai Chi. And we only have 4 weight shifts, up and down, forward and back, and a lot of connection with sinking and rising. And side to side weight shift is very important in all this. One more of triple burner. And then our next Qigong move will be to start at the top and move down and move on the inside of a circle. And this is Buddha picks up the earth. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Push up the earth here. That'll be an exhale. Slowly as it comes down. And equally slowly as it moves up. But right here, it changes to the exhale again. It's said that the long exhale is what brings us into relaxation response. So notice this is a shorter one in terms of this and the inhale there. And here's the long exhale. We've got to go all the way around the circle and come back to the center of it. Here. And our next move also has to do with breathing. And this is a lateral breath. We call it the accordion. We're going to inhale and expand at the rib cage. And exhale slowly back, contracting the body. You'll feel your linear response here from the inhale, and you're going to feel this contraction of that linear response on the exhale. So 2 more of these. That looks really good. We're getting a solid rhythm already. And our next move will be a linear one going up and down, and it's pulling the feather up. The other leg releases and lengthens. And the wave back down, you flatten the palm on the exhale. And feel that already you have a side-to-side shift involved here. As you shift over here to your left foot, and you slowly shift over here to your right foot. There's also a little bit of sinking when the knee bends. And then when a leg lengthens, it's a feeling of really lengthening through the whole body. So it's a sinking and rising example that comes from Qigong. And one more. Good. We're going to shake it all out for a moment. You start shaking from the feet and move all the way up. Very good. It's kind of like a crazy bird. And then you release again. And calm yourself down because we're going to come into the fountain. Inhaling up, you become the fountain. Folding forward with the hips with a flat back, you actually end up right here. And then you release the spine and move all the way down to release whatever is in the fountain, probably water. Come back up on the inhale. It's a joyous feeling as you release. And as you open the palms to inhale back up. But take it slow if you like. Or create your own speed for it. One more. And release. The owl. With your arms out here in mountain pose, imagine the owl's on a mountain, and you're going to keep the chin parallel to the earth as you move it towards your right slowly. Back to the center on the inhale, and exhaling to the other side. And then you can keep it going if you like. Inhale here, exhale center, inhale to the other side. And then add your nostrils. Place your tongue on the upper palate, not tight, but you'll be doing the Qigong breath, which involves the nostrils, the belly, and a slightly released tongue that's right on the upper palate behind the upper teeth, the Qigong breath. Once again, we'll shake it out. And we're going to come to our next circles of the head and neck, dropping the head down. This is a typical classical warm-up for Tai Chi Chuan. Bring the head in a circle from the right ear to the left ear. Feeling a deep oval here, but releasing the shoulders, perhaps clasping the hands behind the back. When we come to the top now, we'll come back the opposite way. So you're going to drop down to your right shoulder and then go all the way over to your left. Good. Now, when you come up to the top at 12 o'clock and you're going to come down to 6, if we had a clock there, in your head was that, then you're going to come up for a second here. And we'll prepare our wrist circles here. But first, we'll start with our shoulders. Notice how the wrists and the fingers are circling as we circle our shoulders. We're shoulder rolling forward, up, back, and down. And now we go the opposite way. Up and back and down. Up, and you're coming forward with those shoulders. So you're really feeling the circling of the shoulders, and all these other joints are involved. The fingers, the wrists, the elbows, and go the opposite way. Notice how the shoulder blades roll down the back now. Exhale there. And now as we come down the body, you can come to your hips, bring your hands right on the hip bones here, and begin to circle forward, side, back, side. Any rhythm that works for you in terms of like how fast it goes. I like to hit all the points myself. Forward, side, back, side, especially when I begin, because I get sloppy otherwise. It's easy to get sloppy. All right, let's go the opposite way now. Right, forward, left, back. And then just make it a circle and don't worry about the points. Any way you want to go. We all remember, or some of us remember, the point in our lives when hula hoops were a big deal. Everybody was doing it. Yeah, I was never good at that, but I think this is a way to have started. It's to come through Qigong. And now we're going to come release flat back halfway, take hold of our knees, bring the feet together, and circle around with your knees, holding on to them. And then the opposite direction. Left, forward, side, back. The same thing we did with the hips. And then come up the body, coming down to touch your ankles and come all the way up through the knees and the thighs, all the way up. And lengthen and expand. Beautiful. Doesn't that feel joyous? I love the beginning to do that. All right, now say, aha. It's such an expression of joy. And let's release. I think we're ready to do a cross the room thing here. This is the Buddhist walking meditation. You're going to shift towards your hip that's facing me and release the opposite foot. Lengthen through the spine first. So you've got a silver thread coming through the back of your skull, and that's a representation of your spine all the way to your tailbone. And you're going to just right now walk with your hands on your hips, keeping perhaps a whole bucket of flowers on your head. And now balance as you drop your heel, the center of the foot, and the front of the foot, and then pick up the opposite foot and do the same thing. When you get over to where you have to stop, turn around very easily and bring the opposite hip down. You're going to start here on this side for you. So shift over to the side that's near the wall, and then that'll bring this foot so lightly that it can drop forward. All right, now reset the imaginary thing on your head. Hands on the hips and come heel, middle of the foot, front of the foot. Other leg, heel, middle of the foot, front of the foot. And same thing here. And then we're going to turn back to the center. That's considered also in Tai Chi a very good prep for the weight shift forward and back. So let's look at our 3 weight shifts. First one we will have will be forward, back, up, and down. You're going to come forward on the feet, sink into the middle, and go back towards the heels, and the toes will rise. And this is simply a warm-up now. We won't do it that extremely with the rising of the toes and the heels, but it's a great way to warm up. When we add the infinity symbol or the figure 8, that's very symbolic for energy, the way it flows. So it flows up towards the heavens, it turns around in a figure 8, and it comes up from the earth. So now we're just getting our energy or chi going in the body. And this will be represented in our first move from Tai Chi Chih, rocking motion. Forward, back, up and down weight shift. Our second weight shift will be this one. You had your hands on your hips for the Buddhist meditation. So we know what it was like to ground and then shift to one leg and bring the other one forward. So we're going to do that. Shift towards your right, release your left heel, which is now the yin leg, and drop forward with those hands still on the hips. We're just warming up. Keeping the silver thread from the back of the skull that goes to your Ming Men area, your tailbone, as one long line, so that our alignment is at the best we can possibly make it, even with our imperfect bodies. And now we inhale here and sink it down. We shift now to your left leg. We'll do the same thing. We've shifted laterally the whole body, everything, hips, upper chest, the whole works. We've shifted it to the left. And then that allows this right foot to be so light that you can just drop the heel in front. Exactly what we did before to warm up. So this is a front back weight shift. or forward back weight shift. And notice how when you get back towards the back of your weight shift, that the front toe will lift. And as you go forward, the back heel will lift. So you want to make sure that your forward back weight shift is the right length for you. Last one. Side to side weight shift. We'll encounter this in a couple of moves very strongly, but basically it precedes every move we make forward and back. So for a side to side weight shift, bring your feet into a V with the toes looking out like this. And then center the hips so that the tailbone is in here as you drop down. Now bring a ball over here to this side and make sure this leg is a little bit bent over here. And this other leg is pretty much yin. It's not, doesn't have a locked leg, but it's soft. And then you release the heel out there and move across. And you can feel that that ball that you have between your palms, which we call the Legong points, are connected all the way through. And when you release and bring in the other heel and ground, it feels final. But we do 2 more cycles of this when we do that move. Carry the ball to the side. We just did 2 there. We'll go back the opposite way to feel how it's going to be when we do the practice. Picking up the ball over here, release your right heel and move towards it. And we're back to the center. Beautiful. Okay, we're ready to begin. We're going to start with Tai Chi Chih, 19 movements and 1 pose. You just did part of rocking motion, you did forward back weight shift, and you did a side to side weight shift. And welcome once again to Aquatic Park, and our classes will end June 9th. We're not sure what's going to happen after that, but we know that we'll have sunshine again, so that's a given. All right, let's go. Rocking motion. Feel the figure 8. The chi will build. I'm always amazed how, even if we're in San Francisco, several of us, we can bring in New York, and we're in the same rhythm. It just seems incredible to me. It's the nature of Zoom as an educational tool, which will keep growing and getting better. Last one. Rocking motion will draw to a graceful conclusion. Grounding. Grounding will double ground it here. Bringing it to your heart, which is your middle Dan Tian or energy center, and exhaling back towards the low Dan Tian, which is 2 inches below the belly button and 1 inch inside. It's a lot of inside work here that we're doing. Let's take it up to the highest one. The highest Dan Tian is your head. Moves now through the middle Dan Tian, heart and lungs, and then to the low Dan Tian, where all Tai Chi starts. 1 more. Breathing all the way up there and exhaling all the way down slowly. Feeling the unity of your breath. And as you go up, say to yourself, I am breathing in. slowly. I am breathing out slowly. Think that in your mind. It really helps once again. Knocking at the gates. Part of the Tai Chi Chuan warm-ups include this. It moves the energy to the buttocks. It actually serves as a massage for your lower organs. And then you bring it up just below the breasts and you move towards the kidneys when you bring the palms behind. So I let my heels go here so that I don't torque my knees. You want knees, hips, ankles to move together and here the whole body. Then bring it to your lung points up here at the chest. And then let it go. Bird flaps its wings will be next. We're relaxed, we've let go, we're connected to our breath. Feet are in a V here. We inhale to extend through the whole body and that inhale to make it the body long. And now we release down, letting the knees go a little bit, maybe 4 inches, inhale back. And on the third dip down of the bird on the branch, the heels move out and you do a wrist circle forward. This is the second cycle. The wrist circle is here. Inhale slowly back. Notice how you're sinking and rising. On the inhale, especially, is the rising. Last one, sinking, exhale. Inhale back. Release the heels. Third one. And inhale slowly back. Sink it through the earth to double ground it. Bring it to the heart, your middle dantian. Back down to the low dantian. And then all the way up to your high dantian here. And slowly down again. Preparing for our first forward back weight shift. We'll go across once here to feel the sense of the side to side weight shift that's also within this forward back shift. And shift over to the right to bring your left heel forward. It drops gently and there's no weight much here yet, maybe 10%. The rest of it's in the back foot. And now you're going to come forward around the platter in chest high water. A move that obeys one of the important aspects of Qigong and Tai Chi, which is circularity. That circle we are all a part of in this practice. The circle of unity, the circle of community, and a circle that's like you're on chest high water here. The fingers never dip down. Now we move into 9 times on a side, so 3 more. Last one. Release the front foot back. Inhale and slowly ground it into the earth. Shift it towards your left and prepare for the other side. around the platter. Your back foot is in a 45-degree angle to the front leg, so you have to figure out how to make that work for you. Three more. See if we can stay on 6 points of the foot. So the 2 points in the front of each foot and the 1 point at the heel. And one last one now. We'll take really slow around the platter. Good, and bring that foot in. Graceful conclusion, double ground it. And sink it into the earth. The chi is flowing. Shift it to the right. Bring your left heel forward, picking up your ball of energy. There's connection between the two palms. And when they drop, they're in connection to the earth. So they don't really drop, they're just resisting gravity right here. How much can we soften the wrists and the fingers? How much can we lengthen through the spine? Two more. Last one on this side. Bring in the left heel, single grounding, shifting towards your left now to do the round the platter on the opposite side. And picking up a ball of energy here. Around the platter of variation is what we're doing. And the variation is simply this small ball within a bigger circle of the arms in general. Three more. Last one. So great to work with all of you. Inhale and sink it through the earth. Once more, double ground it. Take it up to the sky and bring it down. And our next move will be bass drum. So you've got your feet in a V. You might bring them in a little bit so that your heels are directly underneath your hip bones back here. You can check that out, just bouncing on your heels. And if they are, shift to the right. Have your palms facing each other right outside the breast area. Release the left heel. And your back foot's 45-degree angle, front's right here. Bass drum. A big drum that seems to circulate energy through the whole body as it moves forward in the inhale here. And back right outside everything here on the exhale. Surrounding your body with chi. Chi, of course, is the energy created by, like the prana in yoga, by the connection of the movement with the breath and the brain. Now, if we inhale forward together and exhale back slowly, we'll begin to get our glide together in the center, where you're neither up nor down. But when you get to the back, the front toes lift. When you get to the front, the heel lifts. And in between is sort of just no man's land. You're just slightly gliding through. And the energy is also floating between the palms as they follow each other up, around the body, and down, with the elbows moving back with the buttocks. 3 more on this side. Bass drum. Last one, left side. Slide the foot back or just bring it back. Sink the energy through the earth. Perhaps move the knees down a little bit to sink and rise, your choice. And then shift the weight over towards the left side. Bring the right heel forward. Bass drum right side. If you need to change the weight shift, do it with the yin leg, the one that is the straighter leg. The bent leg doesn't move very well. You're bending in the front now, straightening in the back. Now you're bending in the back, straightening in the front. We call that yinning and yanning in Tai Chi Chih. Three more. Beautiful, really nice. Let's inhale and release. As we come into our next 2 moves, we'll just need a little bit more grounding here. So inhale towards the heart, exhale down. And inhale up towards the mountains. The next will be relating to that. And exhale down. And to the trees that are going up the mountain. Inhale up even higher. And then to the sky. We're going to climb a mountain now in our beautiful hilly city. And we're going to start right here with the palms out here outside the hips area. You're going to shift over towards your right. Bring your left forward. And this is daughter on the mountaintop. She climbs up the mountain. She comes down through the central trail with the left hand, yours and mine, close to the heart. As this is a moving meditation, Tai Chi Chih, the heart is central. Cross down through the middle of it and then down to the low dantian. And you'll be making a heart shape here. This is the outside of the heart, and this is the inside of it. Exhale down through the center. Two more. Last one. Bring the foot back in. Sink the left side, move into the earth. Shift to the right. And same thing, shift to the left, I'm sorry. And then bring the right forward. Same move, left hand close to the heart. And your left foot probably just went into a 45-degree angle, if it wasn't there already. And now the Valentine or the heart shape we're doing on the right side of your body. Through that front leg is the inhale. Through the back leg is the exhale. It crosses over both hemispheres of the brain, your right to your left. So inhale as you come forward and exhale as you come back. Two more. Last one. Daughter on the mountaintop comes to a graceful conclusion, and we move to the next one, our next companion move here, which is daughter in the valley, shifting towards the right. Left heel comes forward. Starting on the mountains and then coming up through the Central Trail. Breathing in there. Three more on this side. Daughter in the valley scans the top of those two mountains and then comes down to inhale up through the trail again. Last one on this left side. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to release. Shift towards the left and start on the tops of the mountains, and the right heel comes forward. Inhale forward towards me through the Central Trail, and then coming back, looking over the tops of the mountains. Two more. Last one. Inhale to exhale, coming into a graceful conclusion with both legs here. I like to double ground at the end of the right leg. Let's do another one here. Beautiful, really nice. Now you can rest on globes of energy here by just bringing the palms into a rounded point opposite the earth, and you're resisting gravity, and you literally can feel something in the middle of the palms. So feel that. That's resting on globes of energy. Okay, our next move, carry the ball to the side. This has 3 cycles of 3. You move with a weight shift, and it's a circle within a circle. Here's your primary circle here, and even a bigger circle. as you draw this leg out will be when you bring that circle down and around, shifting at the same time. Now bring the leg in and sink the energy into the earth and wind up and move. Sink it in. There's an exhale there. Wind up, inhale here. Release this outside leg. And this will be our third. Carry the ball to the side. And bring the outside leg in. Sink. Wind up towards your left. Release the right heel. And move. Sink. Last one of carry the ball to the side. We'll end up over here and make our way back to the sunflower in a second. Going back, wind up first. Release the heel next. And now shift over to that leg and back 3 times. And you can feel that you're indeed carrying the ball to the side. Release the knees. Stay down a little bit here like you're walking. You're not really walking, you're sliding across on a piano bench. And there's a grand piano in front of you. So keep the tailbone in as you drop here. And you'll be sitting on the edge of that piano stool. Inhale and release. And our next move is a double move. It's push-pull and pulling in the energy. In push-pull, you'll start with your palms like this. Draw the base of the palm down without straightening your elbows. Come up in a circle. Turn the circle to come back to you, to your heart on the inhale, and then push out again. Push, pull. Beautiful. So it's also called giving. And they always say that when you give someone something, it comes back in energy to the receiver. So this is an inhale back to the heart. One more. Yeah, and of course, now we have to add the weight shift, but it's really important to know what all these things probably meant. Giving and receiving, push-pull. Giving and receiving what? Energy here. You have someone who needs more energy, you can do this move. Send it out to them. Two more. Last one. Inhale that leg back and sink the energy through the earth. This is highly energetic, so I'm going to double ground in the middle here. And then shift it energy to the left, release the right heel, and we'll be moving forward on the exhale with this. Inhale first. That's the push. Here's the pull. It's the energy coming back to the heart of the inhale. Once again, you can say that sentence to yourself. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Let's ground it into the earth, and then we come to our next move, which is pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe through the fingertips. The palms are facing up this time. The fingers will be bringing in the energy. You shift towards your right, release your left. Bring the chin in, lengthen through the whole spine so that the back of the spine is being held by a silver thread from above. And that will help our alignment. And the chin is simply parallel to the earth, so neither up nor down, but right in the middle. If you ever feel any tension in your fingers, you can always just move them as you go. There's some practitioners that do that all the time. I don't, but many people like that. It's probably because they're affected by the chi and they don't want to cramp the fingers. So you can move them if you like, kind of like you're playing piano. Two more. And inhale that leg back in on the left side. Sink it through the earth on the exhale. Feel the lateral shift towards your left side. Release the right. Palms are facing the most distant star up there. And you're bringing in energy for any purpose that you might have. From the farthest star, perhaps what we want is peace in our lives, good health, good relationships with others and community, all of those good things, things that return to the heart here. On the exhale. Start from the heart too, from the inhale. It's all connecting in a circle. Two more. Last one. Inhale and sink it through the earth. Slowly bringing it down as if you're sleepwalking. Once again, inhale up slowly and exhale down slowly. And after pulling in the energy, it's really a good idea to hydrate. So we'll take a few seconds here now to walk nearby to your water slowly. Drink something. Water's the best. We've reached a point in the practice where we are now pulling taffy. So we're about more than halfway through. The beginning is slower. And now pulling taffy will be followed by 3 variations: anchor, wrist circles, and perpetual motion. Basic taffy. Your left hand moves under the right elbow. The left heel moves out to the side. You're already down in your not rider on horse, but on your piano stool here. So as you slide across that piano stool, one hand moves down, the other hand moves up. One hand moves underneath to go to the heavens, and the other hand moves down from over the elbow to move towards earth. The integration of yin and yang in Tai Chi and Qigong. And in this practice, heavenly hand on top, earth hand on the bottom. I like that the hand that is on the bottom moves up and the hand that was on the top moves down. It's a sort of a feeling of equity. But both support each other. Two more of basic taffy. Bring in that foot. Let's let it come to a graceful conclusion like everything else here. Inhale and slowly exhale it down, resting on globes of energy for a moment. As we move into our next taffy in the first variation, anchor taffy. Your right leg will be anchored. It won't move until we do the side-to-side weight shift. Now the other leg is the anchor. It's in back. It's not going to move until we come to the side-to-side shift. And then it pulls in right there. And then it becomes the front leg. And the other leg anchors. Notice how we ground between front taffy and side-to-side taffy. We'll do 2 more of anchor taffy. That's 1 pair, and now we'll go back. Beautiful. It felt like a dance. We'll double ground it now. It's called a flow when you have good practitioners online with you. It's like so much fun. And now we're going to do perpetual motion taffy with heel step. Now lift up the other heel, drop heel to toe. Once you get grounded over here, do the same thing on the other side. Bring the tailbone in and sit on your piano stool as you move across. The knees are dropping maybe a few inches. That's all. You're not losing your posture. Keep that thread from the upper part of the skull and back connected up, the silver thread. And last one here. Perpetual motion taffy will come to a graceful conclusion. Inhale and sink it into the earth. We'll definitely double ground that one. It's highly energetic. And our next move is working the pulley, starting with your left hand forward from the heart, and your left foot will move out, and your hand will cause you to cross the body here with the hip. So other hand will be underneath the hip, other hip, and move there. You might want to slide on the back ball of the foot and slide on the front heel so that you keep the knee and the ankle together. And basically so we don't torque the knee. One more here. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to briefly ground it. Bring the hand that was in front now under the hip there, and bring the other hand forward with that other foot, which is right hand, right foot. And then cross the body. And here we can do this shoulder, my shoulder to your shoulder. We're actually crossing San Francisco and New York right now, so it's great. I love it. And last one on that side. Working the pulley comes to a graceful conclusion. We'll inhale it and sink it down slowly as we prepare for our feet in a V, and light at the top of the head, light at the temple. Sinking and rising is part of this move. Holding the energy between the palms, circling them 6 to 9 times. Lengthen through the spine. Hold the energy. It's the energy of the Tao. All the opposites are being held now above your head. Sink and rise. Let it go. Out of the body, down to the earth, in a circle back to your heart, left hand. Sinking it down, bringing it to the temples, light at the temple. Sink and rise, feet in a V. Circle the energy. Hold it right at the temples, outside the head, and sink and rise. The temple is your spirit. It's your mind, your inventions, your composing of music. It's all right there. Circle it again. Hold the energy there. in gratitude and sink and rise. Let the energy move into the earth and back to your heart with your left hand on top. Sinking it down. We'll double ground that before we begin the next move, which is highly energetic and yawn. And now let everything out. Taking in a good breath, let it go out. And inhale back up. Coming to the balls of the feet, 4 exhales. The third one, you bring the heels down. Here. Last one. Feel it very masculine yawn. Inhale it slowly back up and transform it into softness and resilience. Double ground it. Yin has the feminine, yang has the masculine dot. So we connect them both in this practice. Bringing your right hand up and your left hand down towards the earth, we circle once again, passing clouds. All things change. Two more. Bring the foot back in. Sink it through the earth. Double ground it. Do one more grounding yourself. I'm just getting the 6 healing sounds here. Ho for the heart, hu for the spleen, su for the liver, sh for the lungs, shi for the triple heater, and shui for the kidneys. Your left hand, your left foot. For the heart, for the spleen, for the liver, for the lungs, for the triple heater, for the kidneys. Five for the kidneys. Turn the palms upside down. Add your heel step. Circulating the yin and yang and yin, all the opposites. Bringing your left heel to your right ankle bone for cosmic consciousness pose. With gratitude, we look through the window of eternity and over it, knowing that all things will and have changed and continue. Interlocking the fingers, bringing the palms over the head for the 6,000 to 9,000 years of practices that are all connected here. Through yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, and the work in 1974 of a famous practitioner of Qigong, anthropologist Wen Shan Wang, with Justin Stone, who created Tai Chi Chih, 19 movements and one pose, based on wonderful roots, with gratitude for those roots.